Julien Alfred looking smooth in 6. Julien Alfred is going to take the win here, 21-5.
Big news from the track world. Julien Alfred just did something nobody could stop, not even Gabby Thomas. In Monaco, these two rivals stood side by side again. 2 years ago in Paris, Thomas grabbed the gold. Alfred had to settle for silver. But this night was different. Alfred blasted her way into the top 3 fastest women ever in the 200 meters. Stick with us, we'll break down exactly how she did it. Get ready because Monaco means business. The Meeting Hercules EBS is stop number 10 on the 2026 Wanda Diamond League Tour. Every July, this meet turns Stade Louis II into one of the fastest tracks on Earth. This is the very same track where Faith Kipyegon smashed the women's mile world record. The same track where Joshua Cheptegei tore up the 5,000-meter world record. History loves this stage. And on July 10th, 2026, something huge happened. The 3 fastest women in the world this season lined up together for the first time. Julien Alfred from St. Lucia, Gabby Thomas from the United States, Adeja Hodge from the British Virgin Islands. This was not just another Diamond League final. This was a clash of 3 incredible stories. An Olympic champion hunting down the title she lost, a former champion fighting to prove her body could still deliver, and a young college sprinter who had already smashed records older than some of her rivals' careers. 3 countries, 3 totally different journeys, but only one runner could walk away with the fastest time in the world. Julien Alfred's 200-meter story started with heartbreak in Paris back in 2024. She had already won the 100 meters, smashing a national record of 10.72 seconds and giving St. Lucia its very first Olympic medal ever. Only a few women in history have ever won gold in both the 100 and 200 at the same Olympics. Just 2 days later, Alfred lined up for the 200 final, chasing that rare sprint double. But Gabby Thomas exploded down the homestretch and took gold in 21.83 seconds. Alfred crossed second in 22.07, forced to take silver instead. That loss stuck with her for 2 long years. But Alfred kept pushing forward. In July 2025, she ran a lifetime best of 21.71 seconds to win in London, the 9th fastest 200-meter run ever recorded. Then, earlier this 2026 season, she beat American star Melissa Jefferson Wooden to win in Rome, clocking 21.93 seconds. By the time Monaco rolled around, Alfred was the reigning Olympic 100-meter champion and one of the hottest sprinters on the circuit, arriving with a season best of 21.86 seconds. The day before the race, Alfred spoke to reporters. She said she felt strong, both in body and mind, after a full month of rest. She was thrilled to be back in Monaco, the very city where she ran her first ever Diamond League race as a pro. For Alfred, this was her shot, her chance to finally settle the score with the woman who beat her in Paris. Gabby Thomas walked into Monaco carrying her own comeback story. Her gold medal in Paris made her the first American woman to win the 200 meters since 2012. But 2025 hit her hard. An Achilles injury showed up in May and got worse all summer long, forcing her out of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. She had actually qualified for that team, finishing 3rd at the US Championships by just 1/1000th of a second, but the injury wouldn't let her compete. Before the injury struck, 2025 had started strong for Thomas. She won both the 200 and 400 meters at the season-opening Grand Slam track meet in Kingston, Jamaica back in April, showing the same fire that carried her to Olympic gold. She closed that season with a personal best of 21.60 seconds, making her the 2nd fastest American woman ever, behind only the legendary Florence Griffith Joyner. Monaco marked her first Diamond League 200 in 2 whole years, a real test to see if the reigning Olympic champion could still hang with the best. At just 20 years old, Adeja Hodge walked into Monaco as the fastest woman in the world this season. Weeks earlier, the University of Georgia sprinter smashed the collegiate record, running 21.68 seconds at the NCAA Outdoor Championships and wiping out Abby Steiner's mark in 2022. At that same meet, Hodge also ran a personal best of 10.63 seconds in the 100 meters, rocketing into the top 5 fastest women in history at that distance. Back at the Paris 2024 Olympics, an 18-year-old Hodge ran in the 200-meter semifinals as the youngest athlete in the whole event. Julien Alfred won that heat in 21.98 seconds, while Hodge finished 8th in 22.70 and got knocked out. 2 years later, the teenager who once trailed behind Alfred showed up in Monaco with a faster season best than both Olympic champions in the field. Nobody could afford to sleep on her. Under the bright lights of Stade Louis II, Alfred and Thomas drew lanes 6 and 7 side by side, guaranteeing these two Olympic champions would battle eye to eye the whole race. Hodge landed up close by, ready to hunt them both down. When the gun went off, Alfred's start wasn't perfect. Her reaction was slower than she wanted. For one tense moment, it looked like Paris might repeat itself. But Alfred attacked the turn hard, pumping her arms, opening up her stride, and by the time the track straightened out into the home stretch, she already had a small lead over Thomas. The two Olympic champions were locked together heading into the final straight, stride for stride, neither one able to break free. Then, in a jaw-dropping display, Alfred exploded over the last 50 meters, blasting a lifetime best of 21.51 seconds and shaving 2/10 off her old mark. Her start was shaky, but her finish was unstoppable, and it carried her past Gabby Thomas, who held on for third in 21.83 seconds. Adaja Hodge came flying from the outside to snatch second place in 21.76. For Alfred, this win was sweet revenge against the Olympic champion, and a breakthrough she had waited 2 long years for. "It's not about the reaction time, it's about how you finish," she said afterward. Stunned by her own time on the clock, Alfred celebrated with the same fire that defined her Olympic gold, proving she's running better than ever. That time rockets her to third on the all-time list in the 200 meters. Only Florence Griffith Joyner and Shericka Jackson have ever run faster. It's also a new St. Lucia national record, a new meeting Hercules record, and the fastest 200-meter time by any woman in 2026. Julien Alfred came to Monaco chasing what Gabby Thomas took from her in Paris. She left with a lifetime best, a national record, and a spot among only 2 women in history who have ever run faster. She also left as the undisputed world leader in the 200 meters, ahead of both the reigning Olympic champion and the fastest college runner alive. The Diamond League rolls on to London in July 18th, and the biggest showdown still waits in September, when the World Athletics Ultimate Championship in Budapest brings the world's best together for the very first time in this brand new format. Alfred, Thomas, and Hodge could easily share a start line again before the season ends. But for one unforgettable night on the French Riviera, it was Julien Alfred who owned the 200 meters, and the clock proved it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy deep athlete stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Athlete Feeds, and we'll see you in the next one.